Morning everyone. Today we are going to learn regarding functions in PLC. A function is a block of organized reusable code used to perform a single related action. Functions provide better modularity for your application and a high degree of code reusing. You have already seen various functions like add, or, subtract, multiply, etc. in PLC, called built-in functions provided by the ladder language itself. But we can write our functions as well. And this tutorial will teach you how to write and use those functions in PLC. So now we come back to our conventional uh, conveyor system. I think you have already familiar regarding this conveyor system. So for example, for this conveyor system, I create one function. If I want to use the two conveyor systems in my systems, so I cannot write a big code for one conveyor system, again second code for another conveyor system. Instead of creating so much code, I will create one function of conveyor system and I will reuse this conveyor system wherever it is needed in my program. So already you know regarding the conveyor system, it has many inputs and many outputs. For this conveyor system, we are having B1, B2, B3 are three input sensors and one start switch as an input sensor. And outputs, a conveyor is an output where it has to rotate, and stopper is one more output, and light is also one more output. So when the object reaches at the position B1, when B1 sensor detects the object, the light has to glow with 1 Hz frequency. And when light will glow at 1 Hz frequency, I will click my start module. When the object reaches at the B2 position, my conveyor is in the running position. The stopper will move backward when object detects B2, when B2 detects the object, and my object will cross the B2. Again, stopper has to come back to its normal position. At this moment of time, my light has to glow at 2 Hz frequency. When object comes to the position, comes to B3, when B3 detects the object, my conveyor has to stop. At this point of time, light has to glow with full intensity. Again, object will come outside and second object come into the position. For one conveyor system, this is one process. For two conveyor system, means the same process will be repeated 2 times. Here we are having 4 inputs and 3 outputs. But for two conveyors, we are having 6 inputs and more than 8 inputs and 6 outputs. So it is a very long process. So I have created the data for conveyor 1 and conveyor 2. Means what are the inputs and outputs we are used in conveyor 1 and what are the inputs outputs used in conveyor 2. So let us go into the PLC and work regarding the functions. So this is our TIA portal where we have created a program for conveyor system. Means in the main block, I have created the block for conveyor. See, this is a big blocks. It consists of 3 networks and so many input parameters and so many output parameters are there in the main block. So now we will create one function and we will put all this ladder diagram into the function. Okay, so we are going to create a function here. So create add new block. When you click on the add new block, there are options: organizational block, functional block, function, and data block. We will see one after one regarding all the blocks. Now we are going to learn regarding the function. So double click on the function and name this function. So I'm going to name this function as a conveyor block. Conveyor block, my function name, this one. So after naming this one as a conveyor block, click OK. So this conveyor block function is created. Now go to the main block. And here in the network 4, I'm going to add this conveyor block as function. So I'm going to add in this manner. When you add, this one will be seen in this manner. But inside this one, nothing is there. So we need to add everything in this block. Okay, so I'm going to delete this one. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to the main block and I will copy all the networks. Control right click, control left click and control C, place it in the conveyor block. So I have copied everything in the conveyor block. So all the networks are copied in the conveyor block, and in the main block, I'm going to delete everything. So I have deleted everything in the main block. But whatever the program you create in the main block, that will only run for our purpose. Means whatever the program it is in the main block, that will run for this PLC, and other blocks will not run. So you need to add these blocks into the main block. So executable block is the main block. So now I'm going to add this conveyor block into my network. So when you double click this one, you will see all the networks are placed here with these addresses. You can compile it. To check any errors, you can compile it. Yeah, it is compiled and it's working very fine. So 0 errors, it is working very fine. Now the object is already we have assigned some addresses for this one. So you need to make this one as a generic one. So now what we are going to do to make this one generic is we are going to label this one with some generic names. So in the top, you just drag down this one. So you will add what are the inputs and what are the outputs for this conveyor system has. So I'm having how many inputs? So for this conveyor system, we are having 4 inputs. Start is 1 input, B1, B2, B3 are 3 input sensors. So 4 inputs, and conveyor is an output, and stopper is one more output, light is an output. So we are having 3 outputs. So we are going to place this one in this conveyor in block. Okay. So my inputs are B1 sensor. So I'm going to name this B1 sensor with means a sensor at the beginning. So I'm going to name as a conveyor start sensor. So okay, conveyor start. Conveyor start. And second sensor B2 with conveyor at the middle. So conveyor center. Conveyor center. And third sensor is conveyor at the end. So conveyor end. So 3 sensor conveyor. Conveyor end. So 3 sensors B1, B2, B3. And we are having start module. So I'm going to add start as my input, and I'm having outputs. So what are the outputs we are having? Stopper is one output, conveyor is one output, light is one output. So I'm going to take the feedback from the conveyor to the input. So it is both input and output, but I'm not going to take the feedback from stopper and light. So these are permanent outputs. If you take any data from output to input, that is both out and in. So there is one more option here, in out. There you need to write conveyor. So for conveyor is both in and out. Okay, so this is conveyor belt. And we're having outputs are stopper and light, 2 outputs. Okay, so we are having 4 inputs and 3 outputs. So now what we are going to do is we are going to rename these blocks with these generic names. Okay, so this one start with the start. So I have created this rename. So here pound symbol defines it as a local variable, and B1 is my conveyor start sensor. So I'm going to copy this one. I'm going to paste this one, and conveyor is both input and output because I'm going to take data from conveyor to input. So this is a conveyor belt, and B3 is my conveyor end. Okay. B2 is conveyor at the center. And stopper, I have tag for step 1. And B1 is a conveyor at the start. And this is conveyor, both in and out will come into the picture. And clock, I will tell you from where you can get the clock also. So clock is an input parameter. This is a memory parameter. This is not an input, not an output. This is a memory parameter. So how you need to rename this clock with the memory parameter, we will see how we can do it. For memory, can we use temporary parameters? Okay, temporary values for memory. These are inputs and these are outputs. Can we use this one memory? So clock 1. Otherwise, clock is an also input parameter. We can add it here. In the inputs only, you can add clock also. 2 ways you can do it. So my first clock input, I will say clock at the beginning. Clock beginning. Clock during the program. Clock in between. So we are having 2 clocks. So I'm going to use the this is my beginning clock, and this is a we are having output modules, light and conveyor. And this is the clock at the clock in between. And B3 is sensor at the end. So I have renamed so this one with generic names, local names. So pound signifies it's a local variable. So now we can see this one. So come to the main block. Here you can see with the red line means you need to update this block here. So right click on this one, update block call. So just click OK. So I have clicked this one. So here function is created. This functional block, conveyor block, is added to this our main block. But here you can see in the main block everything is showing with the red question marks. So you need to provide the address for this conveyor block. So in order to provide the address, I have already shown you, means you need to give the addresses for this one. So these are the conveyor first block address is this one. So I have duplicated this one, conveyor 1 data and conveyor 2 data. So here also conveyor 1 and this is conveyor 2, stopper 1, this is stopper 2. B1, B2, B3 are 3 input sensors, and these are 4, 5, 6 are another 3 input sensors. Start is common for both conveyor 1 and conveyor 2, and light 1 and light 2. So this is the data we are going to use it. Okay, sorry, here for the start I have 2 times another address I have given. No, both addresses same. Here start and here start, both are same, but 2 conveyors will start at the same time. So now the story goes in this manner. So come to the TIA portal. Now coming to the tags. So go for the tags, and we are going to add the tags. So for conveyor 1, I have already tags. So previously we have designed for conveyor 1, we are having tags. Now for the conveyor and for the clock also I already shown you clock tags also for you. So clock also tags are added here. And for conveyor 2, we don't have any tags. So we are going to add a new tag table. In this tag table, we are going to import data for conveyor 2. So double click here and select the Excel file where you have created. For me, I have created here. So I'm going to import data. Import is failed. Why? Once again, I'll do that. So I'm going to check my Excel whether data is available or not. So data is there, but why it's not importing? So check whether it is possible or not. So auto save. Or try to import. Yeah, no problem, it is failing. I'm going to copy this one. So all the data, I'm going to copy it. So I'm going to copy this one. I'll rename this one with new things. So Q3 is my Q6.3 is my conveyed to. So I'll rename this one with conveyed to. Conveyed to. And 6.4 is my stopper to. And I12.0 is my B4, B5 basics start. This is B4. And this is my B5 sensor. And this is my basic sensor. And this is my start. I think start I have already used it. So I don't want to use this one second time because we don't want to duplicate this one. So already start is used 2 times. So I'm going to delete this one. And this is my light sensor. So no need to use 2 starts in the same program. So this is my light 2. So that's all here. We are creating the tag table here also. Now what we are going to do is we are going to we have created a conveyor block here in the main block. Now we are going to add the addresses for this one. So this is my first conveyor block. In order to add the second conveyor block, I just drag and drop here. So how many blocks I can create? And number of blocks I can create it. Okay. For this one, this is my input and output for the second conveyor. Input and output of conveyor 2. So I have created the tag tables, everything. Means if I have created 3 functional blocks, I need to create 3 tag tables because I don't want to mess all the tag tables in show all tags. So I created separate tag tables for each conveyor belt. So I'm going to add the addresses here. Okay. So first, this is my first conveyor belt. Addresses are shown here, detailed view. So conveyor start is my B1. So I'm going to add here B1. So conveyor center is my B2 address. So I'm going to add here B2. Conveyor end is my B3 address. So I'm going to add here. Start is my, so start address where it is, I think it has went down. So this is my start address. I'm going to add here. Clock at the beginning means a clock address I need to get it. So here system clocks are there. So which clock I'm going to start with 1 Hz frequency. So this is my 1 Hz clock I'm going to add in the beginning. And clock in between. So clock in between is a 2 Hz frequency. I'm going to use it. 2 Hz frequency. And conveyor belt. Conveyor belt is my output for the first one. So this is my conveyor belt. And stopper. This is my light. And the stopper address is in the bottom. So I'm going to drag and drop the stopper address. For the conveyor to, in the same manner, we are going to give the inputs. Okay. So in the tag table, so this is the conveyor to tag table in the main block, this one. So conveyor at the start is before address. So conveyor at the middle is, so both are same addresses. So you need to change this address. So conveyor at the start is before address. So we are going to change to 13.0, I13.0, because I don't want to repeat the same thing. This is I13.1. I'm going to use the different address, I13.2. Light is here 6. Here addresses also, conveyor also, I'm going to change Q7.0. And for stopper Q7.1. And for light Q7.2. Okay, so now I have changed the address also. In this way, I can easily modify the address also very easily. So now before address is change 13.0. Now center means B5. So I'm going to add here conveyor at the center, conveyor at the end. And this one start address is not needed. Start address is same as the first one. So I'm going to take this one start address. So start address for both the conveyors are same, and clock in the beginning. So clock addresses you can find it in the system clocks. So for the previous one I have used 1 Hz and 2 Hz. For this one I'm going to use 5 Hz and 10 Hz. So clock at the beginning is 5 Hz and clock at the end is I'm going to use with 10 Hz. And for the conveyor belt, so this is my conveyor 2. So this is my conveyor 2, stopper 2, stopper 2. And for the light, this is my light. So in this way we can reuse the functions n number of times. If I want to create a third function, I no need to write all the program of conveyor every time. Just I will give what are the inputs and what are the outputs with the different addresses I'm going to create in the tag table, and just assign these addresses to this conveyor blocks. In this way we can reuse the function. So n number of times I can reuse my function of a conveyor system. So conveyor block function I can use n number of times in this PLC. So this is the advantage of using the functions. Now I'm going to compile here. Check for any errors. If any errors are there, I'm going to find out. So I have found some 2 errors. What are these errors? Where this came from? 2 errors. Okay. Block conveyor blocks is not accessible compiled. Two errors I'm going to find here. Going to find what are the errors. I'm going to, here any errors are there, it will be listed properly. These are the system clocks and these are the, okay, we'll just, this one will simulate and check it. Yeah, it is simulating, means it's working fine. These errors are, means it is asking to create a password like these things. No need to bother because here no errors are listed. If it is not able to compile, then we need to think any error is there. Okay. Now monitor on. So it is showing some error is there really. Okay, PLC tag may be used or read only. found while loading the PLC tags. So we didn't load it, no? So I'm going to delete if any tags are created. System tags and this one. So far we didn't found any error. So we'll make this one as offline. Just we will save this project and we'll open once again. Means if any errors are there, it will automatically close if we do. Now see, I have saved this one. Now I have compiled, it is showing no errors. Now it's working fine. Normally, sometimes what happens, it won't take properly. So we need to restart the program. That will really helpful for us in PLC. So now it is showing no errors. I have done nothing. So I'll just run the program. So now it is working. I think both are working fine. You can see green line is there. And here clocks are toggling with 5 Hz frequency and 1 Hz. This is toggling with 10 Hz frequency, 5 Hz frequency. This is toggling with 2 Hz frequency, 1 Hz frequency. So both functions are working fine.